We are finally learning how to make our very own fingerboard decks. Obviously, we need the proper stuff to be able to make them, so that's what's inside this box. Let's unbox it and show you what it is. Let's go. This is a video I've been wanting to make for a very long time. Alright guys, this is a care package that was graciously sent to me from a company called Create Your Skate. This is a company that I believe to be on their way up in 2023, and I'm very thankful that they have sent me this package of goodies to learn how to make my very own decks. First off, it looks like we got some sort of toolkit here. That's awesome, because I don't have a ton of tools around my house. I just got a belt sander. You'll see that later in the video. This is a big pack of veneers and some foam grip on the back. This is the wood that's actually going to make the deck. Here is some more veneers. These ones look like they're colored. This is called a pocket rail. It looks to be a kind of rail that folds up and you can carry it around in your pocket. We'll open this up near the end of the video and try this out, see if it's any good. And finally guys, we have got the essential piece to create our own fingerboards right here, the mold. Let's open this thing up and see what we got here. I'm not gonna lie, this thing feels super nice. So the way this works is we're gonna take some of these veneers, we're gonna stack around maybe 5 or 6 of them in here, put some glue on it and shove these together for an extended period amount of time and it'll turn into a fingerboard. We've got the glue included, more veneers. Without further ado, let's try and make my first fingerboard. All right, so the way all this stuff is set up, I feel like I can kind of just wing it and get it right. We'll see. This took me about 20 minutes to do in total for the first time. I don't think I did a horrible job. You can see I used a little bit too much glue, but I don't really think that's gonna cause too many problems. I am gonna wait a full 24 hours before I come back to this thing. Well, I already realized that I didn't screw the holes in it, but this thing doesn't look that bad at all. I'm gonna try to put it back in the mold so I can do the holes now. This definitely looks like something. Let's go ahead and try to get this thing sanded. We gotta start by getting the board into the 32mm shaper. On to the next step, which is gonna be using my brand new sander to get this thing looking good. This thing is really starting to look like something. I think it's time to take it into the backyard and hand sand it the rest of the way. I think this is more than a solid attempt at my first ever fingerboard. The first one had some issues that I didn't really foresee happening at the beginning. The truck holes are a little crooked and the deck has just a lot of sharp edges on it. But luckily we're about to speed run attempt number 2 here for you to see. I kind of just skipped ahead in this video, but I've been making decks for about a week now and I finally think I got a decent one. You can see here on the edge that this one still has some issues, but I'm finally on the right track. I recently made a stop at my friend Zach's house. He's the owner of Cryptic Board Collective and he gave me a million tips on how to make way better decks and also a bunch of spare materials he had. So now I've got all these high quality materials to start making decks again. I think I'm gonna get this next one perfect. Let's go. Now we wait 24 hours. I think this is the one. And I have done it, guys. I finally made myself a quality DIY fingerboard. I think this thing came out extremely well. Everything about it just looks good. All I've got left to do is put one final coat of clear coat to set this thing up and then show you how it functions. The official kickflip test. Jack Perry, number 1 of 1. Let's go. Oh my gosh, it was a perfect kickflip. This is great. That is a good sign. Now let's put this thing to the test. After I'm done, I'm gonna tell you guys how I think I can improve on these decks in the future. Also, remember how I told you they sent me a rail? As you just saw, I did some tricks with this deck and it works. This deck looks all right on camera, but off camera, when you look at it up close, it's got a few issues with it, especially the countersinks. I really wish I did that part better. But luckily, I've been making decks for about a month now, and I've started to make some really good ones, including this one that I've been riding for a little bit. I've gotten it a little dirty, but this is definitely a really clean setup that functions at a very high level. I'm about to show you the first graphic that I've ever designed. It's on the bottom of these 3 boards. They might be for sale soon, but first we're gonna show you how this one functions. I really like this one. And here's the big reveal for the first graphic I have ever designed. We're gonna call this graphic Wheels. The longtime viewers know that my cat's name is Wheels. This is an actual picture of him that I enhanced. And the orange and black pays homage to my hometown of Cincinnati. Let me know if you think you would buy something like this. I think it's a really cool graphic and I'm extremely hyped of how it turned out. Making decks is one of the greatest things I've ever taught myself how to do. I highly recommend doing it yourself, and doing it with the Create Your Skate Beginner Kit is a great way to do it. I appreciate you guys waiting so long for me to upload another video. It feels good to finally get this one out. And if you made it this far in the video, leave me a comment saying, "Welcome to my farmhouse." Goodbye.